This week on Losers of Initiative.
You check the door to the shed, and it's actually locked.
Well, then I'll try and unlock it. I know that's not my strongest suit in this world, but I'm going to try.
Maybe you should go get Orin to help
That
you.
would be Zerosi's first thought is, oh, well, then I'll just take care of this.
I know that. I made a joke. I thought it was funny.
It was.
Well, I ignored it.
All right, so what I need is Orin to make a coordination check.
Mr. Batu.
Okay, so as you're checking the door, a shotgun apparently just explodes through the door, and you actually take a light wound to your abdomen. It's not serious, but you do lose 2 strength. So the door, boom, there's a section of the door has been basically blasted out in a roughly circular oval size spot, and you've been shot in the gut.
I'm gonna try and take cover away from...
So you jump out of the...
Yeah.
Okay. And then the door gets kicked open, and you see old lady Faye coming out holding this double-barreled shotgun, and she's like, "Where are you? I know you're here. You're here somewhere. You just go on if you're out there. I want to shoot, and I mean it." As you kind of like step out, you're holding your gut. Obviously, blood on your fingers. In between.
I just ruined my nice suit.
Correct.
From her husband.
Correct. She just in like this look of like, oh my God, comes across her face, and she drops the shotgun. "What have I done? I'm so sorry. Come here.
And I let her come to me.
And she takes you into the boarding house. All right, so you guys are approaching the back door of the assay office, of the land office, and you hear that shot. Boom, just a single blast shot. And you're like, uh-oh.
I'm going to keep moving up to the door.
So you're at the door. And there's nobody outside or anything.
I'm going to test it, see if I can get it open.
Okay. It's locked.
Okay. Well, Zerosi does lockpicking stuff, so I'm going to see if I still can as Ewan.
Okay. You actually don't have necessarily lockpicking skill as Ewan, so you're kind of trying to use Zerosi's memory of how locks work and stuff. The mechanics of it are basically the same, so you're going to give it your best shot using whatever you can use.
Yeah.
You don't really have lockpicks or anything. Make a coordination check, but since you have no tools and all that, a 5 penalty.
I made it by a lot.
Yeah, you needed, with the 5 penalty, you needed an 11 or less, and you rolled a 3? Is that right?
Yeah, and I rolled a 3.
Okay. So yeah, even though you don't really have the tools necessary and it's kind of unfamiliar, you still manage to get the lock unlocked.
Yeah, and I'm trying to be quiet because I know those guys are out front.
Okay.
And move up into...
make an observation check. 14 or less.
I rolled a 5.
You hear someone approaching from behind you in the dark.
Well, doors unlocked, everything. I'm gonna spin around, see who's there. Hand on weapon.
Okay.
Be ready to protect myself.
A large, shadowy figure, cloaked up.
All right, I'm shooting.
Trying to be quiet, knowing what's going on. Grug say Zerosi. It Grug.
Now that I recognize that it is Grug here, Neeb has been kidnapped.
Grug say Dammit Neeb.
And that is what the mob is about. I'm here to see if the mob has any information. But there are 3 guards out front, I believe. So we need to be very quiet, because otherwise we're likely to get shot up also.
Grug say Italy think we need to get out of town. Natives killed here. Ovac went to get stuff from in and meet us here.
Well, if Italy is saying that you're not safe, it's extra important that you especially are not seen. So maybe you need to stay out and stay hidden.
Grug, go inside with you, but hide. I would actually, and when we go in, I'd stay close to the back door. Because knowing what's going on,
Because initially I was making that choice up to you. You know,
because if France comes back,
it is really, really important that you're not seen.
Right.
But I'm also I'm not forcing you to stay away.
Right. But like if the Frenchman comes back, then I can sneak right out the back door. Because he'd come in the front door, I would assume.
And know that if any of the guards out front see you,
correct,
they're going to assume that you were part of that.
Right. So just stay inside by the back door and just kind of hide. I'm not going to be moving around the house with you or anything.
All right. So you have that conversation, and then we're going to Batman it over to Orin and Miss Faye. So, Orin, you're inside, and she clears off a table and says, Can you get up on the table? No. Okay. And she kind of tries to help you up onto the table to lie down on the table.
Okay.
Now, she starts getting stuff to patch you up. Do you want to take a look at your wound and all that?
As she's gathering materials, I'm going to start looking at it.
Go ahead. You have rudimentary first aid medicine knowledge.
Medicine. So I beat it by 5.
Okay. So you see that your wound is actually just pretty much just a light wound. It will affect you in combat, for game mechanic purposes.
Because it hurts.
You realize, it hurts a lot more. And it looks a lot worse than it actually is. You'll be fine just with a compress and a wrap around it, and you'll be fine in a couple days probably.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna let her do her thing. Yeah.
And you know enough that if you see her doing something that might actually cause harm, you'll stop her.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. So you just kind of let her, and she's just the sweetest, most apologetic. And she's like, I thought they'd come back. I just thought they had come back, and I wasn't going to have none of it.
And I'm just going to ask her, who do you think is coming back?
Go. Oh, don't stress about it. Just lay down and be quiet. Just be quiet.
And then, I'm just going to shake my head yes and just lay back.
Slam your head down on the table back on your back. Damn it.
Yeah, and then just watch and make sure she doesn't hurt me in trying to help me.
Yep. Okay, so Ewan and Hong Kui. So you make your way into the house. It's deathly quiet. It's actually so quiet in this house that through the closed door and closed windows, you hear the 3 men softly speaking to each other outside the front. You can actually hear them. And you have to go upstairs because the lights are all off. It's dark in here and there's nobody in here.
Yep, and I'm going to do my best to be as stealthy as I can.
Okay. You see that the stairs are wooden stairs, high creak potential. So you're going to have to make... You actually have stealth skill at an okay level, so you're going to try and make your way up there.
I missed it.
Oh, no. Okay, so Hong Kui, you're hunkered Hong Kui, by the back door.
Right, just kneeled down right
listening
back
and watching and being very ultra hyper alert for anything.
Can I make out any of the words they're talking about out front? Is there anything of importance?
They're just talking about guys, going drinking or
boobs and stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Nothing in particular. But you hear the stairs make almost a cracking creak. And you realize he's trying to sneak up the stairs,
right.
and it was loud enough where it seemed like it was blasting through a megaphone because it was so quiet in here. And you kind of, when you do it, oh crap, and you just freeze and you stop and listen. And Hong Kui is stopped and listened. And the guards, they're out there talking still, and they stop talking for a second. And then they laugh, and then they keep talking amongst themselves.
So I'm going to continue trying to get up these stairs.
So you make it to the top of the stairs, and there are 2 doors. Obviously, it's 2 rooms upstairs. And you're assuming one is, Benny's room and one is the parents' room.
So I'm going to just try a doorway.
Okay. The door's locked.
And then are they right across the hall from
each
each other?
It's not a big place.
I'll check the other one and see if
so you kind of move over and check the other one. The other one is open.
Just look inside. I'm guessing the unlocked one is Benny's.
Correct. The unlocked door leads into obviously a child's room, and it doesn't look like there was a struggle or a fight or anything. It's just, but there's lots of There's like a wooden rocking horse and a toy box with some wooden carved toys in it and stuff.
So, with it being as quiet as it is, I'm going to do what I can to try and listen through the locked door and see if because I know she's been distraught, see if the wife is crying, like just any sign that she's actually here.
So moving as silently as you can to the locked door and listening very carefully for any noise.
Yeah.
So that's going to be, once again, an observation check.
My observation is 14, and I rolled an 8.
Okay. So listening very, very quietly, you thought you heard like a click noise.
Enough to think that someone is probably in there. That's real. I don't care what I hear as long as there's some sign that someone's in there.
Correct.
Did the click noise sound like it was just like right on the door itself?
Nope.
So the click noise was probably a gun hammer cocking backwards.
It very well could be.
So what I'm going to do is actually move to the side of the door, not standing in the doorway, and a very light tap on the door and say, Miss Legrand, we are trying to figure out what is going on with your child and get them back for you.
Okay. Make a bluff convince roll.
My bluff convince is 12, and I rolled a 9.
All right. And since you want lower for skill checks, you hear the, silence for a couple seconds, and then you hear a louder click again, as if it was a gun hammer being cocked. Now it's being reset.
Okay. We saw the mob outside, and we know that Benny's been taken. We would like to help in getting Benny back for you, but we need information.
You whispering still?
Yeah, I think I'm a little bit louder, making sure she can hear, but I still don't want the people out front hearing me.
Okay, gotcha. Once again, so a different kind of clicking this time, as the door is being unlocked. And then the door swings open. Still no words. And it's dark. No, it's not like there's light in the room that comes out. It's still dark as the door slowly swings open.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and enter the room.
Okay. So you go in the room. It's very dark in the room. The only light is coming from the very late twilight that it is. It's almost night outside, even at 5:30 in the afternoon, because, like I said, it's late fall. So you can still make out that there's a 4-post bed, a dresser, a little nightstand armoire kind of thing in the room, but it's all very dark and shadowy. And you see the silhouette of a figure who has just gotten, like, as you were walking in, that figure was getting back into bed. You can't make any details out. It's just a shadowy outline of a person. It's now sitting in the bed, laying in the bed.
Okay. As I come in, Miss Legrand, myself and 2 of my companions were on the train where your uncle Felix was taken, and we know now that Benny's also been taken, and we're trying to figure out why. We need any information that can be given. Why would they be targeting your family? Where would we go? We want to get these people back for you.
So the figure leans forward a little bit into the light, and you see that basically you can kind of see a cheek and an ear and some hair and an eye. That's about it. And you see the eye is just white on white.
Essentially blind.
A blind-looking white on white kind of eyeball. The skin, very pale, like deathly pale. The hair that you can see on the side of her head is stringy and sort of a dirty blonde, looks kind of unkempt. And, she just kind of opens her mouth and is like, and then leans back into the shadow.
And it seemed like that was their attempt at speaking.
Yeah, whatever she was trying to do, maybe she was trying to say something. Maybe she can't. Maybe she can.
It's fine. I just pull out my Derringer and shoot her in the face.
Put her down.
I'm gonna look around, and if this individual is unable to communicate, I'm gonna see if they've got something else that they use to communicate with people on a normal basis.
Okay.
Outside of just their voice. See if I can see anything.
So it's very dark in there.
I'm gonna say, I don't understand what you're saying, so I'm trying to find some way that we can communicate better.
Okay, as you're kind of saying that, fumbling a little bit through the darkness, you do see that there is an old oil lamp sitting on a table. It's off, but there's a lamp there.
I'll try and light it.
Okay, so you kind of do I have? And you realize you do have matches. So you pull out, strike a match, and it lights up the room, which seems very bright for a second as you go down to, you lift the glass cover off the wick and light the wick and put it back on and adjust it, seemingly knowing how to do all this stuff. You're like, oh, neato. Now you kind of turn on the lamp and look up in the mirror, reflecting back onto the bed, and you see as it gets lit up, a ghastly figure. The half of the face that was in shadow, which you didn't see, most of it is missing.
Oh.
You can actually see the teeth, the bones, as her cheek is
So
not
she
there.
has leprosy.
You don't know. But her right arm, which now slowly gets lit up, is just limp. There's no arm in the sleeve of her nightgown. And her left arm is there, and there is a rifle lying across her lap that her left arm is still holding on to. But yeah, it's just sitting there. And her right arm is, you don't know if it's gone or if it's just atrophied into nothingness or whatever, because her right sleeve of her nightgown looks empty. But it is, it's above the covers and stuff. There, you don't see a hand there. But her, what you do see of her skin, it's just almost white, almost like pure white. She looks like she should be dead.
Okay, well, I'm not pointing any of that out.
This is what you're seeing in the mirror, so you have yet to turn around even.
Well, that gives me one. I'm going to regain composure and then turn to speak with her.
Okay.
Actually, while I'm at it, do I see any other writing utensils or anything that seems like that she might use for communication?
Okay. Now that you've lit the room, looking around, you see that there are tons of what appear to be bloody rags lying around. Lots of needles with wire or some sort of cord or something through them, and there's blood on the needle, and it is a gruesome room. You don't see any paper and pencil.
Oh, well,
but
use the blood.
But you do see all that other stuff. And once again, she just sort of makes that noise.
So there's the bloody needle, the wire and stuff. Is that going back to her? Is that
No, maybe it was used on her.
It's just laying on
but
the
it's
dresser.
just laying on the counter. Yeah, several, it looks like sewing needles, but instead of thread, it's almost like it's thick thread, like wire, or almost like very thin rope.
Kevin is the darkness in this world? Calling it right now.
All right. Noted.
All right, let's go back to the boarding house. All right, so she's, Miss Fay, or Mrs. Fay, you don't know. Her husband's dead. I guess she's Miss Fay. She's finished patching you up. She says, all better now, sir. I hope you find it in your heart to apologize this little old lady for just trying to protect herself. I'm sorry.
And I'm just going to gently take her hand and just kiss the top of her.
Oh, that is the best. That is the best thing that you could have done, because obviously she has a crush on you.
Yep.
Who doesn't?
And now she just shot you, and she feels really bad.
Yeah, and I don't want her to feel bad, because I
you do
understand.
That, yeah, she melts. She's like, oh my gosh, and she said, hold on one second, and she gets you a fresh baked, looks like a bagel, sort of just a small round bread, and it's still warm because she just baked it for lunch or something, and it kept it in the cupboard. She's like, here you go, have some fresh bread. Is there anything else I can get for you?
And I just pull the fresh bread up too, and I just take a big whiff, and I go,
oh my god,
and I just start eating it.
Okay, Honkwe, downstairs in silence. You heard some whispering.
Right.
But you realize that it was quiet enough where there's zero way they could have heard that outside.
Yeah. Well, and I figure being below, downstairs, I'd probably hear him walking around a little bit.
Yeah, and you can actually, there's windows in the front that you can see them periodically as they move around a little bit. You see them out there kind of still just guarding the front door area.
So, yeah, hanging out.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess I want to look around. So, it's the land office. I want to see maybe they have a I know there's their bedroom, but maybe there's a map somewhere.
Okay.
See if I can find that. And
So looking around the bedroom for a map or something.
yes,
The only thing you see is a family portrait on the wall. Apparently, there is. You recognize right away Kevin Legrand, and with him is a small boy, probably about 8 years old. He doesn't look like Neeb, but you realize that you see Neeb as Neeb, but in everyone else sees him as Benny.
so that's probably Benny.
That's probably Benny. And in the picture is an adult woman, slightly shorter than Kevin Legrand, obviously the mother, but she doesn't look all mangled, disfigured. She looks actually kind of attractive, nice, dirty blonde hair that's kind of kept very neatly, and she's very pretty features.
So I guess just looking at the photo, just does it seem like Kevin is much younger in this photo than the Kevin we met?
I wouldn't say much younger. This photo is probably maybe 2 or 3 years old at the most.
So it was kind of a fast onsetting thing, whatever's happening.
If that is in the picture, if that is the same woman that's lying in this bed, something happened really suddenly and fast.
Okay, so I'm gonna take the picture off the wall. I'm gonna bring it over, point to Neeb, and be saying, "We're trying to help find him. This is your boy, right?"
Okay, so when you bring the picture over, the one eye is just completely white on white. The other eye is missing. It's just basically a hole in her head, part of her missing face. And when you bring the picture over, she kind of lightens up, so obviously she can see out of that white eye, because she kind of perks up, and you point to Neeb, and she holds out, she lets go of the rifle that's in her lap with her left hand, and she kind of very gingerly and weakly raises her hand up to touch the picture, and she makes sort of a gurgly noise.
I know we're having a problem with communication, but shake yes or no with your head for this. Do you believe that your boy was kidnapped?
She shakes her head yes, very slowly, and makes a sort of a gurgly noise as she does it. It almost sounds like it hurts her to move her head.
I understand this is uncomfortable, but we're trying to do what we can to save your boy. Well, if you believe that your boy was kidnapped, do you believe that it was the Daughtry boys?
She actually doesn't move her head yes or no to that.
Okay.
And now make an observation check.
I'm just gonna make someone come home, kicking us out of here.
My observation is a 14, and I rolled a 17.
Okay, so you missed it. So yeah.
Does it seem like she's still breathing?
Yeah, she's still breathing. Weakly. It's
Okay.
it's obviously labored breathing.
Seeing how labored it was for her to be able to nod her head, I'm gonna gently reach out and try and reach her hand and say, from here, for any questions, tap with your fingers once for yes or twice for no.
Okay, so
and then I'm gonna get a big disease.
So she raises her hand up, and it's just this gaunt white on white. Fingernails are long, and they're like all fungus ridden because they haven't been cleaned or clipped in a while.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
That's
fine.
And she sets her hand on yours, and she's making like
no, it's fine. It's totally
noises
fine.
as she does it. Okay, she sets her hand. It's cold. It's cold. There's no warmth coming off her at all.
It's totally cool.
So right after she sets her hand on your hand, you realize that your subconscious mind, the actual you in France that you're inhabiting, is an ultra neat freak apparently, because Zerosi was a little squeamish about this, as a normal person would be when this happens, but for some reason your inner self is like, oh my god, I'm gonna take 7 showers after this. It's just the dirt, the fungus, possible diseases, whatever she's got you don't want to catch. All of that's all you can think about for a few seconds before you kind of Zerosi takes back over you in France.
As I said, tap once for yes and twice for no. Do you believe that Benny being kidnapped is tied to the kidnapping of your Uncle Felix?
Yes, she taps once.
Given your condition, is Felix a medical doctor?
She taps once for yes. Slowly.
Was Felix working on a cure for you?
Yes.
Do you believe that the people that kidnapped Felix knew about this work?
She does not respond.
Was Felix able to successfully diagnose your condition?
She taps twice for no. But Zerosa, you're smart enough to realize Felix was on his way here. He might have only been in correspondence with her through the mail.
Yeah, this might have been him coming to check her out.
Correct.
So I know you had no answer about the Daughtry boys, but we know that it was that gang that stole Felix. Did you see the men that took Benny?
She tapped once for yes.
Were the people that took Benny people known to the family? Did you know the people that took Benny?
She taps once for yes. And with that, you hear the sound of the front door being opened.
Grug is going to immediately sneak out the back door.
So Honkwe kind of quietly opens the back door, staying crouched down, rolls out, and closes it quietly behind him.
Correct.
Okay.
Being outside.
And there is a window up here.
Yeah. So what I'm going to say, I do not know who just came in, but I have to go just in case.
And she
So
taps.
she
She taps once for yes.
And then I'm going to go out that window.
Okay. There's actually two windows in this room. One opens onto the main street. One opens onto a side
Side street.
Correct. So go ahead and make a coordination roll as you open the window and kind of hop from the second floor to the ground carefully.
So my coordination is a 16, and I rolled a 16.
Ooh.
Sounds about right.
So you land roughly, but you don't take any damage, and you don't really make a whole bunch of noise other than the oof and a small little poof of dirt that flies up as you land. And then you quickly skirt to the back of the house.
Go out back.
Okay. All right, let's go back to the boarding house. So you're at the boarding house, and the bread was delicious. And you feel enough, moving hurts, but it's not like it's to the point where you can't move. It's just kind of a little sore.
Yeah. So then I'm just going to say thank you, and I really need to get back to my friends, and I grab my luggage, but it comes out gibberish.
Right, and she smiles. You're such a sweetheart. I don't know how I'm ever going to repay you for that pain I caused you.
Oh, don't you worry. No harm, no foul.
But I'm sorry, how's that sound?
All right, so you grab your gear and head out the back door?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there much of a back door?
Well, there's a hole in it.
Okay.
Oddly enough, no one came to investigate the sound of the shot. Anyway, moving on. So you grab your stuff, go out the back door. You still are trying to not be seen. So you make your way through through the back streets to the land office, or
no? I'm gonna just go on through.
Okay.
Because I don't have a giant Indian with me.
True. So you make your way the quicker route, direct route to the land office, and as you're crossing the main road that the mob is in, a block down, you see that the mob has grown in size, and now there are about 4 or 5 people on horseback. Apparently they're forming a posse or something, and the sheriff is not there anymore. You actually see one of the horse riders, one of the men on horseback, is Kevin Legrand.
I'm gonna double time it to Mr. Legrand's place, because if they're gonna start looking for Benny, they're gonna start where he went missing and try and go out from there, kind of a thing. Okay. So, and I know that I'm meeting my friends there.
Okay.
So we need to
So
skedaddle.
you just run. So you run around the corner, and you see that there are 3 guards standing out front of the land office. They all turn and look at you. As you're running, carrying like a duffel bag, running around. You just keep running at the land office?
Yeah, I'm just going to keep running by, and I'm going to go, go.
You just run by the land office, or you run in?
No, I'm just going to run by.
Okay.
Because
Make an observation check.
I beat it by 2.
Okay, so you actually, as you're running by, right as you're about to run by, you see that the 3 guys out front all have badges on, like deputy badges, just similar to Italy's badge. And as you're running by, they're like, "Where are you going in such a hurry, fella?"
I'm just running on by. Go, 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 go.
"Well, hold up there!
And I start to slow, and I like turn and look at him, and I go, raise my arms in like questioning manner.
What? Don't you know what's going on here?
Go, 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 go. I don't know.
This boy has just been kidnapped."
Oh, you mean the pleasant boy that Neeb has taken over? Go, 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 go.
We just want everybody to kind of stay in town right now because there's a lot of trouble going around and it's awful suspicious. You carrying what's in the bag there, geezer? Come on over here, you old coot. Come over here.
Go, 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 go. And I start making my way over, and I like start kind of opening my bag, and they see probably like prospecting stuff and some cooking gear and camping.
Your possessions.
Yeah.
Nothing unusual. And they're like, well, all right. I just think it's best if you stay inside at this time there. You know, we don't want anybody getting hurt. We don't want anybody else coming up missing. So it's best if you just stay inside. Don't be walking around the streets. It's not safe right now.
I was fearful for my safety at the boarding house. Go, 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 go.
He says, "Well, maybe you should just stay here for a sec. Hey, Lou, go in there real quick. I want you to check on the house." And one of the guys is like, "All right." And so he goes in the front door. And they're like, "Well, if you're going to be walking around outside, I suggest you get your business done and then go wherever you're going and stay inside, all right?" "Whatever, just all right, just follow my instructions."
And I just keep pointing to the corner of the house, like around the
And
corner.
he doesn't understand you, and he keeps saying, all right, just go on, you old coot, just go on, just be safe.
And we'll wave.
Okay, so you kind of go around, just kind of whoopsie, and just kind of keep going around the corner. So as you get to the side of the house, Sarosi jumps out of a window and lands like almost right in front of you from the second floor window, right in front of you.
I look over my shoulder at the group of men that I just left, and
You're around the corner.
Yeah, but did it make a lot of noise?
Not really.
Okay. Because, I'm still going to look over and be like, Are they watching me still? Just to make sure.
Nope. They're back on the porch around the front of the house. And you're on the side.
I'm just going to help him up and...
Yeah.
Let's move. We need to leave Neil.
And I am definitely not arguing with that.
Okay.
Getting up, let's go.
So, and you go around the back of the house where you find hiding in a bush, very awkwardly, is Honkwe. He's in a bush, but it's obvious. But he's got the trench coat over his head, and he's in the bush.
So should we leave?
Grug wonder what plan now.
I feel like we need to leave the area. Everyone is after you, Grug.
Yeah. Grug think this place not safe for Grug. Grug love Grug more than Grug love Grug.
Oh, and I love Grug very much.
From what I'm hearing, we know the Dotcher gang took these people. We need to be figuring out where they live. That is where we need to be. The city's going to commit genocide on these people down here that they're blaming it on, and they're blaming the wrong people. The Lazy J Ranch is where we should be heading. We got more information. I've got lots to talk about, but right now we need to get out of town, and we need to be doing it quickly before these people go and hunt down others.
You do remember when you were heading south out of town to go to see Miss Campbell's, you passed what looked like an old abandoned church, and it was probably 4 or 5 miles out of town.
Grug think maybe we stay at the inn again.
I think we need to be moving. The mob is ready to go, and essentially we need to be faster than the mob. Regardless of anything, we need to be getting out of Promise City. The mob mentality is getting really big here. We know that we need to warn the people that they're trying to go blame for this. We need to give them some information. So what we need to do, we have to get the horses again, and we got to get ahead of the mob.
Grug like the idea of protecting Hunkway people, which is also Grug people in a way.
So yes, we need to go get some horses, and we need to let these people know that the town is coming after them.
The only thing is the stablemaster was leaving when we were dropping the horses off.
Well, then I believe what's his name? Italian? That guy really liked you. We need to use your repertoire with him. We need those horses tonight.
I do like the dominance you are portraying right now, Zerosi. It is very nice. It is a change of pace. I enjoy it.
Grug
And
just
I
waiting
agree.
for him to disappear again.
All right, so you make your way to the sheriff's office. I need an observation roll from actually all three of you.
Yay.
Yay!
My observation is a 14, and I rolled an 11.
I rolled an 8, mine's 16, so I beat it by 8.
Mine's 12 and rolled a 6.
So you all made it. Okay, so right as you're approaching the sheriff's office, you see down the side street beside the sheriff's office, kind of further out, somebody just took off on a horse, leaving outside of town. Look like it might have been the sheriff, but you're not 100% sure.
Okay, I'm just gonna shrug it off, and
Okay.
because I mean, like, that's a point of interest, but we have more pressing matters at
Gotcha.
this point.
And we can ask Italian.
All right, so you get into the sheriff's office.
Italy.
And
I
in
keep
Italy...
saying-
Keep calling him Italian.
All right, and Italy is in there. He's got like a pen and paper, and he's trying to write. He's really confused, look on his face. And you walk in, and he puts a pencil down. He's like, "Oh, well, y'all are back. What's up, Dutch? What happened?"
Yeah, we need to borrow some horses.
Oh well, I think old Gus rode off with the fellers that are getting a posse together. They're leaving in the morning, and I think he's running off. You might be hard pressed to find any horses if the posse done took them all. Well, I might be able to help you get some. I go see. Why don't we make our way over there? So he goes and leads you over to the livery stable where no one is, and it's there and it's all fenced and closed up. He's like, well, old Gus is gone. It looks like there's still 3 horses here though. I don't have a key to get in, so.
Do you care if we just pick it?
Well, come on, Dutch. That's against the law.
Can't you just turn your...
I'm gonna
Eyes.
pop up right then. Now I understand that this is against the law, but this is big deals we're talking about right now. That mob is going out to kill some people. This is really important. We came to talk to you because we wanted the stable master here to know we're not actually stealing any horses, but we need these horses.
Well, that's without permission from the stable master. It's kind of illegal. Why don't you roll your bluff convince? Because you're trying to convince.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll your convince check.
Okay, my bluff convince is 12, and I rolled a 3.
So mated by 9. So yeah, you can tell that Italy has a big problem with this, but he keeps kind of looking over at Dutch, who's blinking his eyes and being really cheesy.
And really a big grin.
Yeah.
My yellow teeth.
Oh, damn it, Dutch. I owe you a whole ton. All right. I'll run interference. You guys just make it quick and make it quiet. And he leaves this livery stable and kind of heads back into the main
I
street.
fire my gun in the air.
And no, you don't. All right, so you're going to attempt to pick the lock at first.
Yep,
So, yeah.
I rolled a 14.
Horrible failure.
Oh yeah, I forgot what I was rolling against.
Yeah, your target roll was 11. So you can't pick the lock.
Do I have a chance to pick it?
Yeah, everybody can try.
All right, I'm going to try.
All right, coordination.
I rolled a 2.
And when your coordination is?
13.
So 13 minus 10 is 3, and you rolled a 2. You successfully picked the lock.
Of course he does.
You need a 3 or less on a d20, and you rolled a 2. All right, so yeah, you managed to succeed at picking the lock where Ewan failed.
If only I had my proper tools.
You're never going to live this down, you realize that.
If only I had my proper tools.
All right.
This crotchety old man
I thought it might be trapped.
So it opens up, and there's the horses in there. And they actually are the same horses that you had before. And they recognize you, and so, they're happy to see you.
So, we're going to get these horses set up, and let's start heading south. I remember when we were headed down to Miss Campbell's place, there was an abandoned church. We could probably post up there for the night. That gets us ahead of the mob.
Yeah, because you remember hearing Italy was saying that the mob was gathering, and they were going to be leaving in the morning, probably at first light. So you'll have a few hours head start on them if you travel and just take a short break as to get some shut-eye at the church. So
Okay, I'm just going to pet my horse on the side.
it rubs its head on you.
I will name you Darla. You are my friend now.
Okay. It answers immediately to Darla. So you get the horses and, kind of scoot out. Don't ride out through the main, yahoo! Through the main town. But you kind of scoot out of town quickly and quietly, making your way to the church. All right. I need observation checks from all of you. This is actually a difficult one, so...
All right. Well, my observation's a 14, and I rolled a 4.
Okay.
Mine is 16, and I rolled a 5.
Mine's 12, and I rolled a 1.
Oh, my God. So 10 penalty to observation check, and you all made it.
Heck yeah, we did. What do we see, Brad? What do we see?
All righty. There are some strange lights in the sky far to the south, maybe a little southwest. Like way off, dozens of miles. Well past the church. I mean, that to the south and to the southwest is, the Badlands and the Cactus Flats, pretty undesirable territory, which is where the Indian tribe roams. But the lights are kind of coming from over there. Very, it's a white light, and then it kind of shimmers. It's almost like the northern lights, if you follow the Aurora Borealis, the green and white lights in the sky. Kind of similar to that, but very isolated location. Dozen or dozens of miles to the south of you. It's very faint.
Are there clouds in the sky?
You can't see. It's night. It's dark.
Okay, I just was trying to see if something on the ground was bouncing off of the clouds.
We would also know if we don't see stars if there's clouds.
Oh, no, you see stars, so yeah. But it could be cloud. I mean, it's not like an utterly clear sky.
Well, yeah. But it's not like it's overcast.
Yeah, it's patchy clouds. So it very well could be what you say, that there's something on the ground emitting these weird lights that are lighting up the clouds above it.
Projecting up above, yeah.
Could be that. But you all get a familiar bad feeling. A little bit similar to the bad feeling you had in the Black Church underground.
The Black Room. That
black temple with the altar and the spider that you fought in episode 9 or 10 or 11.
Don't try and quote episode.
But all right, it's real faint, not nearly as strong as that, but a little twinge in all of your gut as you all three notice that. So riding fast now with newfound haste, you arrive at an old church. It's a large building, but it is single story except for the very front part. It looks like it's a little 2-story part where above the 2-story part in the front is the bell. Attached to the back of the church is a small 10 by 15 foot shed. Other than that, it's white stone, looks kind of neglected, abandoned. A lot of the paint or whatever's peeling off in spots. So you go to the back of the church because the front of the church is kind of on the main road heading south.
Yeah, and we don't want to let anyone know that
tie
we were
up
there.
The horses
just in case.
If there's a water thing, that'd be cool.
Yep.
But
in back there's an old. It's got rainwater in it. It's far from full, but enough for your horses to get some.
So we're gonna
water.
put up the horses and then go
All
outside.
right. So there's a front door, the big double doors leading into the church, and the back door is a single door, and then the shed has a single door. So what do you do?
Windows at all?
Oh, tons. It's a church. There are 4 windows down each side. Very large, kind of, flat bottom with curved top windows, 4 on each side. In the front, two similar windows, flat bottom, kind of come to down about waist level at the bottom of the window. In the back, there are two windows, which are raised up above head level, even for Grug. And they're smaller circular windows in the back.
Okay, so I'm going to go to the right then, around the building to like waist height window.
Okay, so
and just try and look in.
The closest one is opposite the shed. All right, Zerosi?
I'm interested in the shed.
Okay.
So I want to go back to that, listen, maybe see if the door's unlocked, open that up.
Okay. And Honkwe.
I'll probably just stand guard at the back door and stay with the horses.
Okay.
Since they're splitting off in different directions.
All right, so the closest is the window. So you go around the west side and looking into the window, you see it is an old church. It's pretty dark outside. There is moon, and it's like I said, it's patchy clouds, so the moon is providing a little bit of light, and it kind of shines in the windows a little bit, creating a very shadowy, empty feeling in the church. But yeah, you see, there's 4 rows of pews with a aisle down the middle. So there's basically 8 pews, and one of them's turned over. You see a little podium that's kind of raised up at the very north end of the church.
So nothing strikes me as this being like recently inhabited or anything?
Quite the opposite.
Okay. That's mainly what I was worried about, is maybe someone else hiding out here kind of a thing. So, yeah, I'm just going to head on back to Honkwe.
To Honkwe. Grug in the back. Okay. So you make your way around to the shed. The door to the shed is facing south, so it's facing kind of the front of the church. And there's no windows, so you got to go all the way around it. And you get to the door of the shed. You're listening the whole time. You hear nothing. It's pretty quiet out here. You check the door to the shed, and it's actually locked.
Well, then I'll try and unlock it. I know that's not my strongest suit in this world, but I'm going to try.
Maybe you should go get Orin to help
That
you.
would be Zerosi's first thought is, then I'll just take care of this.
I know that. I made a joke. I thought it was funny.
It was.
Well, I ignored it.
I mean, if you do need help.
It's fine. It's fine.
I
rolled a natural 20.
Which is not good.
I rolled a natural 20.
Which in Boot Hill is very bad. All right, so yeah, there's no way.
The door exploded in my face.
So you realize quickly that it's way.
Nope. I'm just gonna break the door down. I just want to break the door down.
You're not gonna come get me?
Nope. I'm just breaking the door down.
Oh,
okay.
Actually, that's what I want to do is try to break the door down.
Okay.
Kick it in.
So from the back of the church, where you both are, Orin and Honkwe are at the back of the church. You hear the sound of slamming against a door.
Yep, I'm trying to kick it
and a
in.
little bit of cursing you can tell it's frustrated Zerosi voice cursing. All right, so go ahead and try and break the door down. So that is a half strength check. So whatever your strength is, cut in half is your chance to break down a door.
What is your chance, sir?
So what do you need?
So my strength is 10.
So you need
Which
a.
means I need a 5 or less.
There you go.
And I rolled a 1!
He went from a 20.
Woo!
He went from a 20 to a 1, folks. So he rolls a 1 and smashes the door in like Conan the Barbarian, in true Grug style.
Yeah. Grug
And then
proud.
And then
Grug
it's
proud.
trapped
You're not
on the
there.
other side.
I unlocked it. I'm going to take the shard to the door. I'm going to
Hanging off the
handle.
hanging off the hinges.
All right, so you smash the door in very loudly. And you see that there's bedding in here for 3 people. Somebody has been staying here recently because, it looks like it's been, it doesn't look overgrown. It looks taken care of.
It's people that were staying in the shed, not in the church.
Correct.
I'm going to grab the bedding and bring it out to everybody. And I'm like, hey, it looks like we're not the only ones with this idea. People have been staying here
Grug wonder why Zerosi grabbed all the bedding.
so that we could sleep on it.
To show us?
Yeah. Do we just want to sleep in the shed?
I don't feel like sleeping in the shed because I don't know why they chose to sleep somewhere that didn't have a functioning door.
The door was all busted, regardless of that noise you heard.
What if these people come back while we're sleeping?
That's why we're taking shifts. Just like we always do as seasoned adventurers.
Yeah. Do we want to, I was just thinking do we want to go in the church and see if we can get up into, like, the bell tower? And, like, sleep up somewhere and hide somewhere else?
Yes.
Because in the church is not going to be...
One, I mean, that was my thing is, like, what if the people come back?
They're coming back.
So I think we should take this bed and go inside. High ground is definitely good. Bell tower works great for somebody watching. If there's room for us to sleep up there so we're together, that'd be great. Otherwise, we'll just figure it out. High ground is good.
Is there a way up to the bell tower?
So you go into the church.
Yeah.
From the back door, from the front door.
Back door.
Back door's locked.
Let's go front door.
No, I'll unlock the back door.
I'm going front.
It'd be quicker just to go around the front. Unless you really, really want to.
No, it's fine. We'll go to the front door.
Yeah, I want to go front.
You go to the front door. The big 2 double doors in the front, you notice that actually one of them is partially open already.
And you didn't see anybody in there?
Nope.
No.
You have neither seen nor heard any noises other than Zerosi smashing down a door.
And literally, if he smashed down a door, then someone would have come. Like,
Would they have?
If they were good guys, maybe.
Or if they're, like, if they have the advantage and they know we're out there, and we don't know they're in here? What's the perfect opportunity for them?
Zerosi, go first.
Okay, good call. Good call.
Okay, I'm going to unlock the back door.
Actually, Honkway should go first. I mean...
Yeah, I can go first. That's fine.
Okay.
I'll go first. So I'll just push the door open. The rest of they open in, open out.
They open in.
Oh, okay. So push it open enough for us to squeeze through and go in there and look around.
Okay. So you kind of go in cautiously.
Right.
Looking around.
Expecting the worst.
You see, when you first go into a church, you know how there's that little entryway before there's the actual pews of the church? Very similar to that. In that entryway, all the way against the east wall, just inside, if you look all the way to your right, you see a ladder that goes up to apparently the second floor. There's not stairs that lead up to the second floor, but it's a ladder that you climb. Also, hanging down from the ceiling near the ladder is a rope. You're assuming that's the bell. You pull it and it pulls the bell, except it's on the side, whereas the bell is in the center, so obviously there's some sort of pulley system that leads it over to the side. And
we better check. We should just pull it just to be sure.
A body comes down. Christ.
Okay.
We don't see anybody,
Nope.
anything, any
Nope.
animals.
Just like I said, the aisle down the middle, 4 pews on each side of the aisle. At the end of the very north end, it's kind of raised up floor where there's the podium there where apparently the preacher would speak. Also looking in on the raised part on the very northeastern section of the church, you see some kind of bleacher style raised up standing part, maybe where a choir would stand and sing or something. It's kind of in the corner behind the podium.
Grug, think we keep moving, check upstairs maybe. I'm going to move over the ladder and start climbing the ladder.
So Grug starts climbing the ladder.
I'll hang out with Grug. I'm going towards the ladder. I'm not going to climb up right now, but
You stay at the bottom of the ladder.
I'm running down the aisle.
Jogging down the aisle?
Lightly jogging, yeah.
So you jog down the middle, in between all the pews, kind of down the center of the church toward the podium.
Whispering to myself as I run by each pew.
Pew, pew, pew. Oh, how fun. Okay, so Ovak searches down. He goes down toward the podium. And you get there and you see that it's pretty cleaned out of stuff. The podium is only still there because it's kind of connected to the floor. It wasn't, doesn't look like it can move. Do you investigate anything? It looks pretty barren, but...
Yeah, I'm going to investigate it.
Okay, roll a d20. Check your observation check.
Observation is 16, and I rolled a 7.
So you made it by 9. So you actually, behind the podium, it looks like there's room for somebody to stand, and then some. Because behind, like if somebody was standing there, even behind that, there's about, probably 2 yards before the back wall of the church. In that space, on the floor, there is an obvious wooden trap door in the floor that you could open up.
Okay, I'm going to open it up.
Okay, so Honkwe, you've climbed the ladder. The landing up top, where you see the big bell and everything there, and it's kind of, most of it is open air. And sure enough, there's a pulley system leading from the top of the bell that goes over and then down so they can
Pass
ring
me
the
a
bell.
letter. Yep. Okay.
No sign of anybody up here.
Is there enough space for 3 of us to sleep?
Oh, plenty. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if it was like a 3 foot by 3 foot or something.
Plenty.
Okay. I'm gonna climb back down because I would assume they wouldn't climb up right behind me. So I'm gonna climb back down. You didn't start climbing the ladder, did you, Zerosi?
Nope, I specifically was standing at the bottom.
Just bump into him. Whoops. Grog,
So-
sorry. And climb back down to the bottom, and then I'm gonna relay that information to Zerosi,
Okay.
and then be like, "Where's Ovak?"
And I'm just going to silently point.
And you see Ovak opening up right as you say that, and you kind of see him opening up a trap door in the floor at the very opposite end of the church behind the podium.
Okay.
All right, Ovak. So you open up the trap door, and there's a hole in the dirt dug into the very ground itself. About 3 foot diameter hole with a ladder going down into the darkness. And for a second, like you look down there, for a second, the very faint light that's going down there seemed to reflect off of what might have been 2 eyes. You're not sure because they were only there for a second and then they moved away. And we're going to find out what happens next week, boys and girls.
Ooh.
Oh. Mrs. Legrand, we are trying to figure out what happened with your child.
But in a southern accent. Whilst
That's right.
whispering.
We're not talking to each other.
Yeah. While whispering.
While whispering, but being loud enough for the mic.
Yeah.
Miss,
Just
That was sexy.
just do it normal and I'll turn it
no,
down.
no. Well, no. It should sound like I'm trying to whisper. Let's see. Mrs. Legrand, we are trying to figure. No, that's just bad. That's just bad. I'm just gonna say it.
You were getting close, but you're...
Yeah, I think Rose's reaction is also the same. Just like,
Yeah.
shit.
Just grab her and shake her. Dude, pull an Ovak. What do you mean, woman? Speak up.
Where is your child?
Yeah.
It looks like there's a hole in the dirt.
Wow.
Girt is ground and dirt combined.